Hey everyone, Rob here from Daisho Tactical. Today I'm bringing you a video on low light tactics. A few weeks ago I did a video on mounting your weapon light to your rifle. This is kind of a follow-up to that video. I'll put a link to that one below. For those of you that are new to the channel, my background is I'm a 22-year law enforcement officer with 15 years as a SWAT officer, and the vast majority of my career was in low light environments in the evening and overnight hours, so I have a lot of experience using low light in real world situations. First thing to remember about using low light is every time I use my light, it's telling everybody exactly where I'm at, and to some degree it makes me a target. So whenever I use this, I don't want to stay in the spot I was when I used my light. I want to displace whenever possible. That way, if there is a threat out there that means me harm, and their intent is to shoot the last place they thought I was, I'm no longer there when those rounds come. Always displace when you can. Second thing to remember is don't use your light if you don't have to. If some other person or some other stationary light has already lit up the thing I'm trying to observe, there's no reason for me to use my light. There's no reason for me to give up my position. I can stay in darkness, in concealment, and still do my job and still see the thing I gotta see. It's a huge advantage. Don't give up your advantage of concealment by turning on your light because you think you have to. Third thing is, when you're working in a team environment, be careful not to backlight your teammates. If you're near the back of the stack and you use your white light, you're gonna kind of skylight all the guys in front of you and you're gonna give away their position. So if you're not in front, leave your light off. Remember, low light tactics is not about managing your use of light. It's about managing your use of darkness. Focus on using the darkness. You want to think of yourself like Batman, always striking from the dark for concealment whenever possible. So when you're working in a CQB environment, you want to use your light intermittently. Okay? You don't want to leave it on the entire time. If you leave it on the entire time, and there's a video here showing what that looks like. But as you can see, because my light is on the entire time, you can really tell where I'm at, you can tell where I'm coming from, and anybody who's deep inside that structure, trying to figure out where I was at, or maybe waiting to ambush me, would have a pretty good idea of when I was coming and when I was going to pop through a door. Contrast that with this next video, which shows the same series of rooms, but this time I'm using my light intermittently. I'm flashing my light only briefly when I need to see something, and then turning it off to disguise my movement in my next position, at which point I'm going to light it up again. This can be distracting and disorienting to anybody that's in the structure, and it makes it a lot harder for them to figure out exactly where I'm at or where I'm going to be next. So here's another video kind of from the third-person shooter perspective. You can see me using this intermittent light as I'm moving through that same series of rooms. Yes, there's some ambient light in the last room, but that's just so we can film better. You can see how I turn my light off to cross that threshold and obscure my movement with darkness. And here's that same technique of crossing that threshold, but from the bad guy perspective. Once again, intermittent light use is the key. A great technique I've found to be very effective is you take your handheld light and you set it up adjacent to you on the area you're trying to cover, but then be several steps away from it on a good piece of cover, observing where that light is pointing from darkness. Here's a quick video of me setting that up. As you can see, the light is lighting up what I need to see, and I'm safely on cover just to the left. Here's the opposite perspective. This is the bad guy perspective of that same hallway. As you can see, all they can see is the light. They have no idea where I'm at. I'm off to the right there using the doorway as cover. It gives me a huge advantage in this situation because I'm the only one that can see without the disadvantage of giving away my position with my white light. I know night vision and IR lasers are all the rage right now, but for most of us, a white light handheld light and a white light weapon light are still our primary forms of doing low light tactics. So it's important that everybody learns these tactics, is comfortable with them, and can use them when needed. So that's all I got on low light tactics. If you guys like my content, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell. You guys know how YouTube works, or you can also follow me on Rumble. Better yet, share my content. YouTube is not exactly pro 2A content, and sharing my content really helps me get the message out, really helps me grow my audience. If you want to support the channel, feel free to buy some merchandise at daishotactical.com. That's my company, that's my website. I sell a variety of products there, mostly weapon slings like this one point bungee sling, in a variety of colors. Thanks for watching.